So, when you hear the phrase American hero, who comes to mind? Probably not a late night host, right? Well, that's the exact, pretty wild claim at the center of an article we're going to break down today. It's one that really makes you stop and think about what courage even looks like in today's world. Let's get into it.
And there you have it, right out of the gate. The author does not pull any punches. This is the sentence that grabbed our attention. The argument is that what Kimmel is doing every night on TV isn't just telling jokes, it's a real act of bravery. So what makes his commentary so different? Let's take a look. So, what is it about a late-night monologue that could possibly be described as heroic? Let's dig into the author's argument. Okay, so the core idea is pretty simple. In a time when a lot of famous people stay quiet to avoid any drama, Kimmel just runs straight toward it. And, according to this author, he's doing it for a very specific reason. And just look at who he's targeting. The article points out that it's not just one side of the political fence. Yeah, he criticizes the president, but he also goes after what the author calls weak Democrats and Republicans alike. So the real targets here are bigger ideas, things like lies, cruelty, and corruption, no matter who's in charge. This leads us to a really central idea in the article, this concept of speaking truth to power. It's a phrase we hear all the time, but what does it really mean in this situation?
The way the author sees it, this isn't just about disagreeing with someone. It's about a direct, head-on confrontation. It's about looking powerful people in the eye and calling out what you believe is wrong, without watering it down or backing away.
And this is a really key part of the whole argument. It's not just what Kimmel is saying, it's how he says it. The article really stresses that his commentary is never soft or evasive. It's sharp, it's direct, and there's no misunderstanding what he means. I mean, think about it. Night after night on this huge public platform, he's taking on some of the most powerful figures in the entire country. The author argues that it's this relentless public spotlight that makes what he's doing so important. And this quote from the article just nails the point perfectly. It shows that confrontational style. It's not some detached analysis from far away. It's a direct, immediate response, basically flipping an insult right back at the person who said it.
Of course, speaking that directly comes with some very real dangers. The author makes it clear that this isn't without a cost. We're talking about massive waves of online harassment, actual personal threats, and even risks to his family's safety. This, the author says, is the price you pay for that kind of confrontation.
Okay, so we've laid out the case for Kimmel's bravery. But now, here's where things get really, really interesting. Who is the person making this argument in the first place?
Because, trust me, the answer adds a whole new layer to this entire conversation about what it means to be courageous and protest.
Everybody meet Grandpa Zaid. Now, that's a pseudonym for a retired doctor who, instead of writing articles, puts his political views into AI-assisted protest songs. It's a very different way of making your voice heard. And hey, remember that piggy comment from a few minutes ago? Well, take a look at this. Grandpa Zaid uses that exact same kind of satirical pig imagery for his own music. He's wrestling with the same themes as Kimmel, but he's doing it through his own unique, anonymous, artistic way. And this isn't just some small hobby either. His songs are out there on Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, all the big places. He's an active voice in the conversation, even if nobody knows his real name. So this brings us to the core comparison of the article. You've got this stark difference between the very public celebrity and the anonymous artist. Now, this might be the most fascinating part of the entire article. The author, Grandpa Zaid, openly admits he uses a fake name because he's not brave enough to use his real one. He specifically puts his own approach next to Kimmel's and says, that guy's the one who's truly brave. So what we're left with are two totally different ways to protest. You've got Kimmel's method, it's public, it's on TV, and it comes with a high personal risk because it's so direct. And then you have Zaid's method. It's anonymous, it's artistic, and it's more of an indirect, satirical kind of protest. Two different playbooks for the same game. All of this brings us to a final, and maybe more important question. In the 21st century, what does being brave really even look like? Ultimately, this article gives us two very different models for how to speak out. One is loud, public, and carries a ton of risk. The other is creative, anonymous, and kind of subversive. The question isn't about which one is better, but what each of them tells us about what it costs to have a dissenting voice today. And that's really the question this whole thing leaves us with.
In a world of constant online attacks and harassment, is true bravery only for the people in the public square, the ones who take all the hits? Or is there another kind of courage in finding clever, sustainable ways to protest, maybe even from the shadows? It's a question that really gets to the heart of what it means to speak out right now.